Hey everyone, this is Matt Hines here, and thank you for looking at my channel where we discuss business, real estate investing, and lifestyle design. And before you go away, or click away and thinking, no, oh, this is just another one of those channels, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever seen a channel where somebody actually chronicles their journey to financial freedom? See, I view lots of videos all the time of my favorite YouTubers who talk about financial freedom, but they usually come at it from a person who has already achieved it or is well on their way to achieving it. And I am one of those people that I have a lot of knowledge, but I'm just starting my journey toward financial freedom. And one of the things that I offer on my channel, and I will offer to you, is I'd like to chronicle my journey, show you the books that I read, the actions that I take and why, and just that way you could see that how an average everyday Joe like me, goes and achieves financial independence. So with that being said, I want to talk a little bit about the last several months, about how COVID has impacted me. Just so you know, a little bit of background, I'm 36 years old, single. I'm roommates with my dad. He's going through a divorce. So, he's helping out with the rent. I'm giving him an extra room. I work temp jobs mainly. I'm a college graduate, so I have student loan debt. And before COVID hit, I was just coming out of debt restructuring. I had bad credit card debt 2 years ago, and to the point that 40% of all my income that I was making every month was going toward paying the minimums on my credit cards. I was making about $2,000, maybe $2,500 at the most per month, working in a retail job, and I was able to do a debt restructuring program. And it ruined my credit for a long time. I was down in the mid 400s. I kept two of my 13 credit cards I kept open, so I was able to have a baseline credit report when it came back. And it was only in the last year that my credit has gotten to the point where I'm back to basically fair credit. I'm around 650 in my credit score. Not great, but a lot better than it was in the last 2 years. And one of the things that when COVID hit and I was unemployed, I was able to get that extra $600 a week on top of what I got from the state of Washington, where I live. And I resolved when I started getting this that I'm not going to end up in a worse situation financially than I was when I entered this. So what I did was I paid off my car, and the car that I'm sitting in right now is totally paid off. My credit cards went from like 70% credit utilization, the two that I had, and I had added a third one in March. It went from 70% credit utilization down to 13% as of yesterday, So my resolve was to do credit right this time. And I started investing. I hadn't had money in a 401k or an investment account in a long time. When I do taxes 4 months out of the year, and so one of the things that I qualified to do was I got a Roth IRA through work, and so I put some money into it, and then I also put some money into Webull, $100, and I got 2 free stocks with Webull. They're not paying for this video, but I got it. But one of my the financial channels that I follow, Meet Kevin, he suggested that I do that, and yes, it worked. I got 2 free stocks from Webull, so I have that, But right now, my journey to financial freedom at this point is focused on not so much investing, but on getting my credit to a certain point, because later on this year, I plan on starting to invest in real estate. Back when I was very much, had a lot of credit card debt, I spent some money on courses on real estate investing, on business acquisition, how to establish business credit, that type of thing. And even though I spent it with money that I didn't have and that I couldn't afford to pay back, I look at it as similar to my college education, where potentially it could pay dividends many times over in the future. And I established a network of mentors and friends and potential business partners over the years. And earlier this year, I was looking at buying a multi-million-dollar business not far from where I am. And the thing that gave me confidence to acquire this business is what I had learned in my business acquisition course and also on business finance. And I made a good friend in my, I guess you could call him my finance manager, but he was able to give me a lot of insight into how the finance industry works. His perspective as having, bought business and real estate with it. But he told me that, Matt, I want you to focus this summer on getting your credit score above a certain point, because here's the thing. Even though you don't personally guarantee the loans on commercial loans and commercial real estate, they still check your personal score. So I learned that, and I also established and I also established and I used business credit on my LLC. Forgive me, this is a bit of a rough video, one of my first that I've done. So if I'm a little bit rough and everything, just forgive that. But anyway, I established business credit and I used it because that's going to be essential in any business endeavor that I do. So that's the next step. So just so you know that as we are progressing in COVID and toward the end of this year, I've come a long way. I've come a long way from where I was even 2 years ago, where I didn't have any savings. I was $18,000 in credit card debt. I was short a lot of months in my bills. There were times where I had to go and ask my mom for money, and it was a horrible situation to be in. So the fact that I am here today and I'm totally changed around, where my car is paid off. I live, in my own situation here. I have my credit cards paid down, which was the bugaboo. And the fact that I am actually establishing a foundation for success in business and real estate, that's come a long way. So I'm excited to share this journey with you on where I am and chronicle with you what I do along the way. Now, I don't expect to do videos every single day, but I want to share with you some of the insights that I glean along the way, maybe the books that I read, the insights that I get. So that way you could see how an average Joe like me, somebody who has messed up in the past, could come out of this and become successful. This one thing I want to promise you is that I'm not going to try to sell you a lifestyle, because I'll show you things that I want to put in my lifestyle, and I'll show you why I want to do it, and you make your own judgments from there. But one thing I want to show you is, along the way, if I'll share with you the travels, the lifestyle hacks that I have learned along the way, the people I've met. It should be fun. So thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to sharing this journey with you.